in 1971, remember that before that, everything that we have in the financial system is called a gold standard. Okay, everything is gold. It's based on gold. So you can see that when the bank actually prints money, right, they have to reserve and back it with gold. But gold standard came to an end in 1971 when President Nixon took over the office. He changed the whole monetary policy of the whole world. So at that point of time, they changed from a gold standard to Fiat system. So now that's called Fiat. So your ringgit, your gold, your USD, Sing dollar, whatever, all these are Fiat. Okay, so Fiat means now the bank can continue to print money however they like, whatever amount they like, whenever they like, without backing it up with gold. Can you see that? So now it's just a piece of paper that has no value. Can you see that? So that's the reason why if the bank is continuously printing more and more money, then we're going to have inflation. Am I right? What is inflation? Inflation is oversupply. That's what is happening. So when there is oversupply, there is inflation. So what is the difference with Bitcoin? Bitcoin is deflationary because there's only fixed 21 million ever. You can't keep minting Bitcoin. Can you understand me? So I have to tell you this so that you can compare with Bitcoin. You can understand why Bitcoin is different. Alright? So now, so that is the time, okay? 1971, we have what we call the paper money. So this is completely cash. Okay, completely cash. Now from paper money then, we move to plastic money. Alright, so you got your debit card, you got your credit card, all these are plastic money. But now, this is where we have the credit system. So you no longer need to actually pay first. You can use first, buy first and pay later, am I right? So those are all credit systems. But please understand, it's not just about the credit. It is about putting the whole world into debt. Can you see that? So that is the whole conspiration of the financial system, so that now they can put the people into debt. Am I right? In this room, right, I can assure you probably 95% in this room have some kind of loan or mortgages with the bank. Am I right? Can you understand me? So you are now a debt. You are a debtor to the bank. So remember, if you are a debtor to the bank, you are slave to the monetary system. So the bank has the power to come after you anytime they like. That's why they can send you messages after messages reminding you to pay your loans. Am I right? Can you understand me? Are you good? Are you learning something? It's so quiet here, right? Probably you should say amen.
Oh, amen.
So that I know if everybody is alive here, right? I'm just trying to teach you the best I could, right? Because I want you to understand everything. So now, the bank has created what we call a fractional reserve system. FRS. If you are, I'm not so sure. Do we have any bankers here? No bankers here. Okay, so I can talk whatever I want to. So fractional reserve system. What is a fractional reserve system? Now understand that when you save, let's say 1,000 ringgit, if you save 1,000 ringgit, 10% of it will go to the bank as a revenue. And the remaining 90% of it, the bank then will give out for loan. That is called a fractional reserve system, alright? So now, from this loan, what happens? You have to pay the loan. So when you pay the loan, 10% of it will go to the bank as their revenue. Another 90% of it will go for the next loan. This is why they keep coming after you to pay the loan. So now, whatever you see, right? Statistically, only 3% is real money. 97% of all the money created is out of thin air. So the whole world now is actually, there's a huge gap in terms of debt. So if the whole financial system going to collapse, it's going to collapse because of the debt. Can you see that? So Malaysia is actually in a very, very shaky position after the moratorium. That's why this month they are going after all those who actually have to pay your loans. Can you see that? Or else the banking system is going to collapse. But this is called a fractional reserve system, which you do not know. Now, what the bank is doing now, as I mentioned to you always in my presentation, right? Saving is putting your money to rest. While your money is resting, the bank is investing your money. And the bank is investing and the bank is harvesting your return and give you 2% on top of it a year. But the same person who saved the money is the same person who take out the loan. Bank gives you 2% a year but charge you 12 to 15% a year on your loan. So what are you so happy about it? Can you see that? Can you see that? So at the end of it, you are still deficit. And not only that, the government makes sure that the inflation rate is always higher than the interest rate. So that's why savers are the biggest losers. Can I say that once again? Savers are the biggest losers. Recently, right, people are shocked. How much tax does Trump pay? 700, 500, right? Why? Because property owners, right, are the biggest winners. You can use your debt, you can use your income, and you can use the taxation law to actually legally, alright, legally, you can actually clear your taxation. Employees are the biggest loser. That's why you have to move to become a business owner or an entrepreneur, and you must know how to use the taxation. So is it wrong for Trump to do that? No, there is a provision to do so. Okay, right? So can you understand me? That this is what is going through, right? That's why we need Bitcoin. If you don't have this alternative currency and if we depend on the bank, let me tell you something, you're going to die very soon. And if the bank financial system collapses, the first people that will collapse is all of you. So don't you ever trust on that system. It's already happened in 2008. It's going to happen very soon. I think probably within the next 2 to 3 years. Alright, so you have to get ready with an alternative currency instead of depending on the bank. Alright? Am I helping you? Yeah. Sorry. I am out front when I talk about the bank. My background is finance and I know what is happening there. Alright? And that's the reason why I don't even save my money in the bank. I don't save my saving in the bank. I don't give the bank an avenue to use my money and they become richer and richer. No way! Alright? So where do I save? I save in property. Because I believe my property value will go up the next 10 or 20 years. I can send my 2 kids further their studies with my property, not with my savings. If I have $100 today, in 20 years, my $100 will be $80,000 because of inflation. The money that you keep is not going to get stronger and stronger, higher and higher. It will get lesser and lesser. That is called saving. So God bless you if you are still saving. Can you understand me? So I want to have something that my money will grow over time, not my money is decreasing over time. Alright? So that's how the system, that's why savers are the biggest loser. I've never seen anyone who saved their money become rich. Okay? Alright, awesome. So that is it. That is the conspiration of the whole financial institution, to put the people into debt. Okay? So if you are in debt, your first responsibility is to get out of debt as soon as possible. Use CashFX as your platform to pay off your debt the soonest you can and get out of the system so that the system cannot track you. As long as the bank or the financial system can control you and track you, you are still a slave to the system. Okay, so get out of it. So that's why I buy property, but I don't take loan. I buy from developer and I prefer to pay progressive payment following the Schedule A instead of giving the bank that much of interest. You can do that if you are really earning well and if you know how to use Bitcoin. You can do that, right? Did you hear the latest news? What development is that? Is starting to accept Bitcoin, right? That's right, they're starting. So Malaysia will start. I know the owner very well. He is an advocate when it comes to Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. Alright? So that is the way forward. So now, from the credit, then we move to what we call cashless. Am I right? Everyone is so happy. Whoa, online banking is cashless. Alright? Can you see the touch and go today is cashless? There's no longer tellers or anyone sitting there today. No more. It's all cashless. Can you see that? So this is where the banking system is going into, which is called an electronic system. And people are so happy. Oh, the bank is going electronic and so on. Don't be so happy, because whatever they do, the bank is still controlling your one of the most valuable asset, which is your privacy information. Do you know that there are institutions, banks actually commercializing your privacy information? They are basically selling your information and making a lot of money from it. So the future is data. The future is your privacy information. So you have to be very careful giving your privacy information away. So we are doing KYC, right? Know your customer, verification. We have been giving out all our information for free. And suddenly somebody call you from UK and you don't know who is this fella. Because somebody has stolen, sell your information. Okay? Alright, so that is it. So now, can you see that? From here all the way there, it has been sabotaged by the banking system. And here in 2008, lo and behold, we have this, okay, we have this entity, or is a person by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. No one knows whether is it an individual or is it an entity. Some say Satoshi is Samsung, Toshiba, Shimano. Alright, no one knows whether is it a person. We don't even know probably he's sitting in this room. We never know because he never disclosed himself, right? So now, 2008 was a significant year because that's where the financial crisis happened. So 2008 was the collapse of the whole system. Alright, so Satoshi waited for the collapse and he introduced the white paper, the 9-page white paper. If you are in this industry, right, you must have a desire. Go back and read the 9 pages, okay? Find out what is Bitcoin all about. Okay, so he released the 9 pages called Bitcoin peer-to-peer transaction. So he detailed everything about Bitcoin and he released that as an answer for the whole world. Okay, JP Morgan collapsed, Big Brothers, all the Morgan Stanley, all those big banks collapsed overnight. They have to be bailed out by the government. But at that point of time, Satoshi released the white paper so that Bitcoin. Now, since then, 2008 up to now, close to about 12 years, Bitcoin has been thriving. Bitcoin adoption has been growing and is becoming more and more powerful every single day. Can you see? Now, does the bank have control over it? Hallelujah. The bank has no control. No middleman, no central authority can actually put their hand on it. Because Bitcoin is decentralized. It is not centralized. Everything you see here, it is centralized, controlled by one entity. But everything you are seeing here, it is completely decentralized. That's the reason why, let me tell you hourly today, bank and government will never accept Bitcoin. They will create their own coins. Alright, you are hearing now there's a digital yuan. You are hearing digital dollar and digital euro. All the big continents are now creating their own coins. But don't be deceived, because those coins are centralized blockchain, not decentralized blockchain. Understand? So no matter what, believe in Bitcoin, I will say, because Bitcoin is the only decentralized technology that you have. So if you give up on Bitcoin, everything else is going to control you. So do you want to be controlled again? No, absolutely no. Alright, so you make the decision. Alright, awesome. So this is just to show you, okay? Just to show you the summary of it, okay? So what I'm trying to say is this. We are moving from physical barter to digital barter. We are going back to God's original creation, which is barter. But it is no longer physical. It is now digital. So I can now send money to anyone in any part of the world, or I can buy goods and services, okay, by just using Bitcoin. Isn't that awesome? So that's why Bill Gates says that banking is essential, but banks are not. So that's why you can see lesser and lesser bank, okay, as we go around. And there's already crypto bank coming in Europe, in different part of the world. We already got crypto bank. Now, have you heard about DeFi? Have anyone heard about DeFi? Yes? DeFi is decentralized finance. Decentralized finance is taking over the CFI. What is a CFI? Centralized finance. The bank is losing out if the bank don't move into DeFi. Alright, but DeFi is not I am not a fan of it now. I think it is still too early. I would say DeFi is another ICO. Okay, if you know what is ICO, initial coin offering. Alright, so I'm not going into it now. I still stay with Bitcoin at the moment. Okay, there are too many hype in this whole thing, right? But what I'm telling you is that things are changing. Banks are going to lose their ground. If they don't change by design, they have to change by default. Can you see that? It will happen for sure, right? So why Bill Gates say so? Because the future of money is digital currency. That's the future. The rich know about it. They are already into it earlier than all of us. The poor are still analyzing and analyzing and analyzing until it becomes analysis paralysis. That's the problem with the poor. But the rich, they take the risk. They go in. It doesn't matter. Chance of winning 50-50. Lose of losing 50-50. It doesn't matter. Can you see that? So that is the difference between the rich and the poor. Let's go on. So now, if you want to really understand Bitcoin, so easy to understand. Remember, Bitcoin is changing the whole payment system. It's revolutionizing the payment industry, right? So as I mentioned to you, if you want to send money, you have to go to the bank. There are middlemen, okay? Can you see all these middlemen are threatened now? Alright, and the middleman then goes to the representative banking overseas, and then the respective person can go and claim their money, right? Through TT, right? Can you see that this whole process may take about a few days, 3 or 4 days? Alright, but imagine when Bitcoin came into picture, right? What happens now? I can send my money in Bitcoin to anyone in any part of the world without going through the middleman. So the middleman was completely obsolete. Can you see that? So now, can you understand why the bank will hit you? Because you have actually taken the role of the bank. Every time you set up your wallet and you set up a decentralized wallet, you are now a bank. You have taken the role of the bank. That's why the bank will hate you. So never go and talk about Bitcoin when you are in the bank. So can you see that? So that's the reason being, right? That's the reason being we are actually adopting and changing, okay, to this alternative currency. Alright? So simply to say Bitcoin is freedom, because now you have the right, you have the freedom to decide what you want to do with your money. It protects your privacy, so you don't have to be giving away your personal information to anyone. And also now you have the rights, you don't have to ask permission, you don't have to be queuing up, am I right? No, you can just do it while watching television from your living room. Can you see that? Isn't that awesome? So if you have your son or someone studying in UK, you don't have to do TT. You just send your Bitcoin to your son or whoever into their wallet. They will then liquidate using Coinbase or exchange in UK into euro, and they pay their school fees. Why should you use the bank and give all their fees to them? Can you see that? They have all the tallest building in the world. What building are you having in your house? you are still a mortgage payer. While they are actually having huge buildings, your house is just nothing. Am I right? Can you see that? So that's the reason being. Alright? So Bitcoin is revolutionizing the way payment industry. Now please understand, the payment industry is worth $500 billion a year. Where does this $500 billion coming from? From all of us. Now, because of Bitcoin, right? What is happening to the bank? They have been threatened. Now, Bitcoin is a destructive technology that is threatening the bank, because that 500 billion is now coming back into our pocket. Isn't that awesome? Alright? So this is the biggest thing. It's a war, right? It's a war. It's a silent war. we are fighting. We don't have to go to the bank and get angry with them or try to burn the banks. Don't do that. Just switch your account. Open up a wallet. That's all. Simple as that. Alright? Okay, let's move on. Okay. Now, Roger Ver is one of the most earliest angel investor. If you have a blockchain wallet, okay, blockchain wallet is the angel investor who invested into blockchain wallet. Now, he says that Bitcoin is the most important invention in the history of the world since internet. Okay, so what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the currency of the internet. So imagine when you put Bitcoin and internet together, how powerful it becomes. 7.5 billion population in this world, right? Out of 7.5 billion population, 1 billion have access to bank. But 6.5 billion have no access to bank. They are staying in the rural areas, in a province where there is no connection to go to the cities. So how are they going to send money? But today, out of 6 over billion, 50% can have access to internet. So if they can have access to internet, what do you think will be adoptions of Bitcoin? So what happens when 4 to 5 billion population can actually adopt Bitcoin? What happens to the 1 million that the bank have? Can you see? This is why the bank is struggling. Alright? Because there are at least 50% of the population of this world can have access to internet. So when you put internet together with a blockchain, it becomes more powerful. Now let me ask you a question. Who invented internet? Or maybe I ask the first question. How many of you using internet? Everyone is using internet, right? Second question. Who invented internet? Why you don't know and you're still using it? I'm actually coming to some cases here. Because same question people ask, right? Why are you using Bitcoin? So why are you using internet if you don't really know who invented it? Next question. Is internet safe, madam? Has your account been hacked? Has your emails been hacked? Has your Facebook been hacked? It's not safe, but why are you still using it? Because everybody is using it. Because it is proven since 1990, right? When internet came into picture. In the same manner, Bitcoin has been around for the past 12 years. Bitcoin has proven itself to be one of the most powerful technology that is driven by blockchain over the internet. Can you see that? And has blockchain been hacked at once for the past 12 years? Not yet. Bitcoin blockchain has not been hacked yet for the past 12 years. Why? Why it is not been hacked? Because remember, every block is 10 minutes. So you need a supercomputing power which is called ASIC technology in order to mine, and every block is 10 minutes. In that 10 minutes there can be thousands of transactions. So 10 minutes another block is created, 10 minutes another block is created, 10 minutes another block is created. So if you want to hack the blockchain, you have to start to act from the first, but you need a power for 10 minutes. Do you have a supercomputing power that is beyond than that 10 minutes? No. Can you see? So by the time they want to hack, another block is created. By the time they want to hack, another block is created. So the hacker has to go back to the first block once again. That's the reason why for the past 12 years, blockchain has not been hacked at all.
So what is